Every single room in my apartment is a complete mess. It's been about a month since I lost my mom. It's a mess, not because it's a lack of motivation. I actually want to do the cleaning. It just feels like a form of paralysis, like I'm paralyzed. I am trying to work my way through my grief. I'm learning that grief is extremely complicated. I was reading an article and it stated that you should do things to bring you joy. I really love to create content. So I decided that I was going to get up and do as much cleaning as I can. Getting up still was not easy. It felt as if physically my body was fighting against me. I've laid down so much. I've cried so much. Cried so much to where I got to a point where I couldn't produce more tears. Losing someone so sweet and so kind has been so painful. My mom has always been there for me. She's taught me so many things. And sometimes, honestly, I get a lot of pleasure from just reflecting about her. Everywhere I go and everything I see my mom. It reminds me of my mom. Many, many places remind me of my mom. Good memories. And I have really tried to navigate my way through this grief by reflecting on the good memories, all the good memories that I have with her. It's amazing how influential she is on my life. I hear things that she would say in specific circumstances, I also just remind myself of her from the simplest things that I do. It's like I see her everywhere. And that makes me so happy. It makes me so, so happy. I got to a point in my grieving process that I felt as if I could no longer think straight because, as you see, this kitchen is a complete disaster. It's a disaster. And my husband has been keeping up with things, but he's been out of town for the last few days. So things have really built up because I guess no real desire to tend to anything because I was trying to tend to myself, which was badly needed. And I'm very grateful that I gave myself that time without the pressure of having a perfectly clean house. I'm glad I gave myself that time to process some of the emotions that I feel. But it got to a point that I felt like I could no longer process things. It felt like my brain was constantly looping, So that's when I knew it was really time. It was time to force myself to clean. Like I said, every single room is a disaster. But I'm only going to do what I can for today. And I will do my best to maintain it. And I'll work in the other rooms as the days go on. No pressure to get it done. No pressure to get it done. I recognize that getting this done is part of my vision. My relationship to life just feels very different now. Immediately after her passing, I felt so lost. Like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? So lost. The beautiful person that I had is not here anymore. Each morning, waking up, I feel so confused. Like, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to do? I feel sadness that my mom is not going to see another spring. She really loved the springtime. She really loved to garden. We would exchange flowers from our gardens. I read that grieve is love that you're not able to give to someone that you have the desire to give it to. And I've thought about that a lot. It's really resonated with me because I don't have feelings of guilt or feelings of what if I did this, because I really experienced my mom in the present and was very quick to be a giver just like her. If there was a need that she had or a desire that she wanted, I was always thinking of a way that I could give it. So this tremendous hole that's in my heart from this loss, I guess part of it is me really desiring to give her more love, have more time with her. I'm not sure if I believe in that statement that grief is love that you're not able to give 100%, but I've been thinking about it. I've really been exploring that statement. I felt like getting up and cleaning is very necessary in order to maintain my functional capacity, because I don't know, I just felt like it was very necessary to give me a clear space to think. I decided to take a short break because this is the next morning. I started off with my Bible reading, which is a habit that I always do, because this is where I draw all of my comfort and my hope, the promises that God gives us about our future. This is where I get that encouragement, right here from the scriptures. It felt so good to wake up and the living space was very clean. So now it's time to finish up the mess that I left. I have so much sadness because I desire to reach my mom. You know, when you build habits and things that you already do, my brain is in this state of anticipation. Like, where am I supposed to be right now? Does she have an appointment? What does she want to eat? Let me go ahead and prepare it. What can I purchase for her from the store? My brain is constantly in the state of anticipation. And I realize that it's going to go away as that anticipation is not fulfilled time and time again. But in the meantime, it lets me know how much of a nucleus that my mom is to my world. And honestly, it has been gratitude. I found gratitude in everything. It's really been gratitude that has helped me to propel forward, you know? I find gratitude in so many different things. I don't want to get too specific on some of the things, but I realize God's hand in matters. I realize that He was so kind to me and my family during this time. I also realize that He's been there to keep us sane. There's so many things that I find gratitude in. So many. And that's been super helpful to me. That's been very, very helpful. So that I don't just get consumed by my bed and consumed in thoughts that pain me. It's very interesting though, because speaking of thoughts that pain me, it's very interesting to know that I see that my brain tries to protect me because some things that are extremely painful, some memories and moments from that day, and even before that day, I actually can't take myself there because it hurts so terribly. If you're going through grief and sadness from the loss of someone that you really love, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. This is my process, and everyone's process looks different. There's no right way to grieve. There's no wrong way to grieve. There are stages of grief, but you can experience some of those stages at the same time. You may not experience some of the stages at all. And there's some things that you may actually skip, like denial or anger. You may skip one of those quote-unquote stages. So to do your best to be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself, because sadly enough, the world keeps moving. The world keeps moving. And you still have breath in your lungs and blood in your veins. So do all that you can to be kind and take care of yourself.